Iran and its proxies launched approximately 350 suicide drones, cruise missiles, and ballistic missiles and rockets from Iran, Iraq, Yemen, and Hezbollah in Lebanon towards Israel, with approximately 60 tons of warheads and explosive materials. But the threat from Iran was met with the aerial operational technological and
In a startling revelation, leaked voice notes from Israeli military officials have surfaced, exposing the extent of damage inflicted by recent Iranian retaliation strikes. The disclosures have sent shockwaves through Israeli circles, challenging the narrative of minimal impact presented to the public. According to the leaked notes, top military brass privately acknowledged the substantial blow dealt to Israeli military installations by Iranian precision missiles. The admission, albeit with an undercurrent of apprehension, concedes the effectiveness of Iran's military capabilities, particularly concerning their missile technology. Key among the revelations is the complete immobilization of a vital Air Force base, contradicting the official stance of minimal damage. The officials rationalized this disparity as an attempt to prevent public sentiment from swaying towards advocating for a military response to Iran's message. The gravity of the situation is underscored by corroborating reports from the Washington Post, confirming strikes on strategic locations, including Ramon Airport, Nevatim Base, and a significant blow to Israeli intelligence with an assault on Mount Hermon housing, crucial Israeli intelligence headquarters involved in recent Iranian consulate assaults in Syria. This development marks a strategic victory for Iran, demonstrating its capability to retaliate effectively against Israeli aggression. Despite the formidable presence of the Iron Dome and other missile defense systems, Iran's ability to target high-value assets signals a paradigm shift in the region's dynamics. The remarks of Chief Commander of the IRGC, Hossein Salami, echo this sentiment, warning against further provocations by the Israeli regime. Salami asserted that any targeting of Iranian personnel, properties or civilians would be met with swift and decisive retaliation, underscoring Iran's newfound assertiveness on the geopolitical stage. The implications of these revelations reverberate beyond the immediate military confrontation, raising questions about the efficacy of Israel's defense strategies and the evolving dynamics of power in the Middle East. As tensions continue to simmer, the specter of further escalation looms large, casting a shadow of uncertainty over the region's already volatile landscape.
From now on, if the Zionist regime targets any of our personal properties and civilians, we will not hesitate to retaliate from our own land. The True Promise operation was executed in a specific manner which is classified right now. We used scores of drones, cruise and ballistic missiles with proper timing to successfully penetrate the complicated Israeli air defense systems and strike our targets with pinpoint accuracy. The operation also managed to interrupt the coalition between the Israeli air defense systems and their American counterparts. The operation could have been executed in much larger scales, but we decided to just focus on the Israeli targets that are used directly against us and our allies in the region. Based on our latest verified reports, the outcome was better than what was expected. I advise the Zionist regime to learn from its mistakes and stop repeating them. The operation helped us gain a lot of information about their defensive measures, and if they retaliate, our next response will be much larger.
In the wake of recent events in the Middle East, the world has witnessed a complex interplay of diplomatic maneuvering and public sentiments. The exchange of fire between Iranian forces and the occupying powers has not only raised alarms, but also garnered diverse reactions from across the globe. The warning issued by Iranian authorities signifies a shift in approach towards the occupation, emphasizing the end of passive waiting for peaceful coexistence. Analysts suggest that the media's portrayal of the conflict, particularly in downplaying the extent of damage inflicted, aims at curbing further escalation. While American and British leaders expressed concern over the situation, there's a palpable sentiment of support for Iran's retaliatory measures.
Last night, Iran launched a barrage of missiles and attack drones across the Middle East towards Israel. This was a dangerous and unnecessary escalation, which I've condemned in the strongest terms. Thanks to an international coordinated effort which the United Kingdom participated in, almost all of these missiles were intercepted, saving lives not just in Israel but in neighbouring countries like Jordan as well. The RAF sent additional planes to the region as part of our existing operations to counter Daesh in Iraq and Syria. I can confirm that our planes did shoot down a number of Iranian attack drones, and I want to pay tribute to the bravery and professionalism of our pilots flying into the face of danger to protect civilians.
This is an unjustifiable attack. This is a serious escalation of the situation, and it is in no way acceptable, understandable, or tolerable. Fortunately, the Israeli Air Defense Forces largely succeeded in fending off this attack, supported by the USA and partners also in the Arab world.
From the streets of Gaza to voices echoing in capitals like Washington and Ottawa, there's widespread acknowledgement of the need to deter continued oppression.
I think what every other displaced Palestinian thinks. I believe God will make all resistant fighters victorious and make their steps firm with unseen hope. Even though there have been many martyrs, we thank God and stand ready to give more lives. We are a resilient nation and will continue resisting till the end of time. A martyrdom has become a norm for our children, and we support the resistance. To anyone who can fight back, I say never surrender. And to those who can carry out attacks against the Zionist regime, I say we are ready to help.
As a displaced Palestinian, I say to the axis of resistance that we are with you and want you to pressure the Zionist regime furthermore, because the Palestinian nation needs the kind of power that can stand beside it through devastation, bombardment, and displacement, and offer its support. We say to the axis of resistance that we are with you and we hail your support for the Palestinian cause. The crimes committed against us in terms of death and destruction was massive, and because of that, I ask the axis of resistance to defend Palestine, because the Palestinian cause is just. There needs to be a response to the Israeli crimes committed against the Palestinian nation, because without a response, these crimes against Gaza and the Palestinian nation will not stop. And as I said, our cause is just, and because of that, we need support and a response to the Israeli regime.
For Iranians, the retaliation represents a moment of national pride and determination. Despite some apprehensions, many view Iran's capability to respond amidst sanctions as a testament to its potential on the global stage, should reintegration into the world economy occur.
We became very happy as soon as we heard about the victory of the IRGC. Our kids were sleeping. We all got up and rushed to this great celebration in casual clothes. I congratulate all Muslims around the world, especially leader of Iran's Islamic Revolution, Ayatollah Sayyid Ali Khamenei.
The firm response by Iran and brave IRGC personnel had an important message for Western governments. The first important message was that Iran can have maximum interaction with Western states, but they should not cross the red lines designated by our leader. The attack on our consulate in Damascus amounted to overstepping our red lines and was a violation of Iran's territory.
We have come here to express our support for the Iranian army and the IRGC against the Israeli military, despite the fact that most students have exams tomorrow and should go to bed early to be able to sit the test.
We came here to express our happiness, and we thank God for taking this harsh revenge on Israel.
We came here to prove to the wicked England that we support our armed forces and we won't allow hostile countries to make even the slightest mistake.
Meanwhile, Israel's defense minister, Yoav Gallant, struck a more tempered tone following the successful interception operation. His acknowledgement of the gravity of the situation underscores the intensity of the recent exchanges, signaling a cautious approach from Israeli authorities. Gallant, accompanied by U.S. Ambassador to Israel, Jack Lew, lauded the effectiveness of the joint efforts between Israel and the United States in preparing for such contingencies. The successful interception of over 100 ballistic missiles launched from Iran underscores the importance of continuous vigilance and cooperation in the face of regional threats. Gallant's remarks also highlighted the potential for this event to galvanize efforts to form alliances aimed at countering Iran's defensive actions. The retaliation serves as a stark reminder of the need for collective security measures to safeguard against such action in the future. The recent exchange of hostilities between Israel and Iran has not only raised concerns about security, but also sparked discussions about the significant financial costs incurred by Israel in defending itself against Iranian precision missiles. The remarks by Brig. General Reem Aminoak, a former financial advisor to the Occupation Defense Force Chief of Staff, shed light on the substantial monetary burden borne by Israel to safeguard the occupied territories. According to Aminoak's estimation, the cost of defense against Iranian missiles amounted to approximately 4 to 5 billion shekels. This figure encompasses various defense systems, including the Arrow system for ballistic missiles, David's Sling for cruise missiles, and other measures such as interception by aircraft. The breakdown of costs provided by Aminoak, such as $3.5 million for an Arrow missile and $1 million for a David's Sling, offers insights into the financial intricacies of Israel's defense apparatus. Beyond the financial implications, Aminoak's analysis prompts a broader discussion about strategic preparedness and budget allocation. He emphasizes the importance of understanding the cost-benefit ratio of defense measures and the need to anticipate future threats. Aminoak suggests that without adequate funding, Israel may struggle to maintain the necessary level of defense readiness, particularly given the substantial budgetary constraints. Moreover, Aminoak's remarks raise questions about the financial toll on Iran incurred in developing and deploying precision missiles aimed at Israel. Understanding the economic impact on both sides becomes crucial in assessing the overall dynamics of the conflict and potential future escalations. The revelation of the significant financial expenditure on defense underscores the complex interplay between security imperatives and economic considerations in the Israeli-Iranian conflict. As stakeholders analyze the implications of these costs, they must also grapple with the broader strategic challenges and the imperative of maintaining a delicate balance between security needs and fiscal sustainability. Meanwhile, Iran has issued a stern warning to the United States regarding its support for Israeli retaliation following its recent retaliation. Morgen Mohammad Bagheri, the Chief of Staff of the Iranian Armed Forces, conveyed through state TV that the U.S. had been forewarned via Switzerland of the consequences of backing any Israeli response. Bagheri emphasized that such support would result in the targeting of U.S. regional bases. The warning comes in the wake of an Iranian attack on Israel, prompting swift diplomatic exchanges and heightened tensions in the region. U.S. President Joe Biden engaged with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu following the assault, reaffirming America's ironclad commitment to the security of Israel. Biden condemned the attack as unprecedented and assured that the U.S. had aided Israel and other allies in intercepting nearly all of the incoming missiles and drones. However, the international community, represented by UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres, expressed grave concern over the escalation of hostilities. Guterres issued a statement strongly condemning the large-scale attack launched by Iran on Israel. He called for an immediate cessation of the conflict and urged all parties involved to exercise maximum restraint. The developments have sparked fears of further escalation in the already volatile Middle East, with the situation remaining tense as diplomatic efforts continue to find a resolution to the crisis. Thank you for joining us today. To expand our reach and amplify our message, we encourage you to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Together, let's raise awareness and strive for peace. Until next time, stay informed and engaged. Peace.